Hi, Liam. Welcome to the Dr. Nurse Podcast. I'm so happy to have you on today.
Sandra, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a joy to be here.
Oh, guys, for you guys listening, today I have a real treat. Liam Caswell is an RN nurse coach and an NLP practitioner.
So it's a neuro-linguistic programming practitioner. So it's all about
Ah.
rewiring your patterns and your mindset.
Neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, podcast host, and a nursepreneur. He graduated from Edinburgh, Napier University, Scotland in 2011 with 10 years of international nursing experience spanning from the UK, Australia, and Fiji. Liam has a dual master's in international public health and health management. He's a nurse career and leadership coach, and he is based in Sydney, Australia. He has helped over 130 nurses achieve career alignment success through one-on-one coaching. He's the proud host and creator of the High Performance Nursing Podcast, which is on Spotify, and I highly recommend you guys check it out, where he has these conversations with global clinicians and explores what is possible with the career of nursing.
So I love that. And moving from there, I went into clinical education. I did that in acute medicine for a few years and then moved into and did nurse unit manager. And that's where I saw the system kind of falling apart a little bit.
The cracks.
Sure.
Started to notice the cracks.
I saw the cracks.
Have you seen the movie Encanto, where on Disney it's so cute, but basically the house starts having cracks in it and there's somebody on the inside patching all the cracks. And so it's all cracking, but there's like somebody in there, like the nurse manager's like trying to keep the cracks from showing. Anyway, this made me think.
I can relate to that on
I have a toddler
level. I need to watch that. When all along, it was my thoughts about nursing that was the problem. I had this story, this internal story, I actually had a lot of hatred for healthcare. That was just driving me crazy. I just thought that work was the biggest problem in my life when it was my thoughts about work. So that was a huge moment for me when I went, oh, right, okay, yep, that's me causing all the pain. Yes, work can be problematic, but I can choose what I want to think about that or what I want to believe about that versus feeling like the victim. So that was really challenging.
I think we all have those experiences and we all go through moments where we just think, I can't be the villain. Kind of going back to what I was describing earlier, I can't be the problem. And you start to realize, no, you very much are the problem. And yes, the system has cracks because it's an imperfect system and it will always be broken. However, you have got to create the life that you want aside from the system. And you're in complete control of that. I think for my listeners, and they know that, I felt a similar sense when I had my son. I struggled going back to work and I worked full time for a period and I was so burned out and stressed out coming home and having a little one. And I just decided this has got to stop. I don't hate my job. I don't like that I'm being pushed into so many different areas that I have to excel in. I need to step back from things and prioritize myself. And so that was a real big turning point in my life as well. And it was one of those moments that I realized I'm not a victim here. I need to adjust my lifestyle. I need to, I need to get rid. I don't need to have a super fancy car. And so one of the things I did, I got rid of a vehicle. I loved this car, but I was like, but it's going to keep me from the life that I want, which is I don't want to be here all the time. So is this car worth my happiness? No, the car needs to go. We need to go get that's what he said, we don't need to be in a brand new car. And so these are the little things that I was doing. But even though in the moment you feel like, oh, this is so hard, I have to turn over my vehicle. It was like, no, but you're being free. Give it, go, go be free. And so those are the things that you create in your life that is a super small example, but it really is that overarching theme that I am prioritizing what I want in general and globally, what I want in my life. And so you'll make the sacrifices to make sure you can have those things. And I think we're all doing it in some sort of way.
I love that you keep coming back to be the guide because that speaks so loudly to me. And in particular, for people that are listening, a good lesson is that you only have to be one step ahead of someone that you want to help. The biggest thing that people struggle with is they think they need to know everything. They need to know all of the things. and they need to know the how. But you don't learn the how until you've achieved the goal. So it's super important to just sit with that, go with that, and just be that step ahead and start serving people if that's what you want to do. Don't get yourself stuck somewhere. Just keep trying, keep moving, keep testing the waters, and really find what it is that works for you. Be that clinical, non-clinical. The thing that you should toss is definitely following a traditional nursing career path. I think that there are just so many amazing opportunities out there. You do not need to follow that old, saying of like, you need to do your 5 years before you get X, and, before you become a manager, you need to do 10 and slog your guts. And when you get to management, you're going to hate your life. Like, no, do not do that to yourself. Like, don't do it. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, toss that out the window and just do you. Create your own path.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Just again, because one of the things that I discussed, I actually had on my podcast, she is a councilwoman for a city in California and a nurse. And I wanted to talk to her because she got involved in politics. I reached out to her on LinkedIn and I was able to have this wonderful conversation with her. And basically, she describes a similar thing, that as she's kind of paved this way, merging politics and nursing, she's realized that she's making it easier for the person behind her. And so she describes climbing a mountain like Mount Everest, and that there were other people that have climbed these mountains and that they would leave things along the path to make it easier for the person who was coming behind him, who was climbing Mount Everest, to get up to the summit. I thought that was so inspirational because I was like, oh, I could just see her like climbing this mountain, like getting to, like, she was the mayor of the city for a period of time. She was working as a councilwoman, and like she was all by herself up there climbing this mountain. And now that she's telling her story and she's describing how she got there, nurses that are behind her can go like, oh, I could do that too. And she left little morsels and little things along the way that help other nurses get there even easier. I just thought it was super beautiful and just this really unique thing that she gets to do. But if all of us do the same thing, if all of us choose the same path, then we don't have people that are climbing Everest, that are choosing hard paths by themselves and then reaching back and helping others get to those same positions. Because I think the more nurses that we have in incredible positions, the more doors it opens for all of us. If we all do the same thing, we open the same doors, then we're only going to have those options. Like, go off, do the thing that nobody else is doing, and create something that maybe somebody else behind you could make even better or improve, or it could be their escape. So I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. Be the example for sure. I love that.
Right?